Well, first of all, congratulations. It must have been a long night. It's an early morning today, but long night for you.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely a long night. Lots of ups and downs. We had broken out to a bit of a lead. We got up to 700 votes, and then went down to 131, and then we ended up with a margin of victory of about 3,000 votes. So excited from the fact that we're just about a 50% support, which is the highest we've ever been. So
I guess now, what's the plan?
yeah, so the plan is for this week. I'll be thanking our volunteers who are the best, and running around and sort of putting a bow on the campaign. Next week I'll take a little bit of time off, reacquaint myself with my family, so my children know who I am, and then the next week we'll start in the constituency office and meeting with those folks who we haven't been able to meet with for about a month, and then we start prepping for Ottawa. I read that Prime Minister Mark Carney is going to recall Parliament, I think, in the the fourth week of May, so we'll have to get ready for Ottawa as well.
What happens with the leader now, Pierre?
Yeah, it's a good question. So the challenge is, of course, what everyone saw is that he lost his riding. That being said, he was tremendously successful. We had the most popular vote since Brian Mulroney. We gained seats, went up to 144. I'm 100% behind Pierre. We'll see what happens, whether he runs in another seat or whether there's a by-election or what happens. But yeah, I would just put it out there that I'm 110% supportive of Pierre.
With what the party got, the Liberals didn't get a majority, they got a minority. So, you know, I know this is in simplest terms, but that's better for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen these Liberals get their fourth mandate, but having them on a minority puts them in a shorter leash. And quite frankly, we have to sort of look at what's happened in the last 2.5 years. The NDP completely collapsed, and I think that's in no small part because of their failure to stand up for their voters instead of just being lapdogs for the Liberals. And hopefully they will have learned their lesson, and any other potential partner in a coalition will be aware of what Canadians think of that.
One of the things, covering news for many years, one of the things that your leader Pierre brought forward was getting tougher on crime. Again, maybe it sticks with me, but it was a lot of Canadians were supportive of that. A lot of police associations, now that I think of that, there was a lot across the country that supported the Conservatives as a result of getting tough on crime. Is it going to be a struggle now to enforce that?
Well, we won't. We likely won't be able to put it forth because we're not in government. But I would be more than happy that if the Liberals were to copy from our sheets and include things like bail reform as well as mandatory minimum sentencing to make sure, like, you know, like if someone does something bad, everyone makes bad decisions once or twice. It should be society's commitment to them to get them back on the right path. But when someone's committed the same offense 30 or 40 or 50 times, it's time that that person spent some time in jail. Not out of a sense of vengeance, but out of a sense of public safety. We just can't have, you should be able to walk the streets of downtown Cobourg and not feel unsafe. And I don't think that's a reasonable ask. And like I said, I would love it if Mark Carney and the Liberals adopted some of our ideas on crime.
Last question, what's going forward? When you were out canvassing, what was your biggest concern, or what was the public's biggest concern that they relayed to you?
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times that I've talked to people in different situations, whether it's a senior or whether it's a 25-year-old or whether it's a 40-year-old. Their bills were more than their income. And that was the struggle that they faced. And so seniors on fixed income could not deal with the rising cost of living. A 25-year-old couldn't get out of their parents' basement because they couldn't afford a house. Those were the issues that I heard over and over again.
Congratulations and welcome back.
Thanks very much. Looking forward to serving.